Good morning. So I want to focus this week on two videos I'm going to make about assumptions and the power of asking questions and not making assumptions. And these are all based on workshops I've done over the years and some of the kids that were in it. And this first one, it's great, great story. So I had about 12 high school seniors, and there was about, I want to say it was about five girls and seven boys. And we were just talking about we were getting into a conversation about relationships and power of our words and how we talk to people and proper communication and whatnot. And somehow it came up about dating and just meeting people and friends and you know how do you find somebody and how do you go on a date and how do you step outside your comfort zone. And I asked the question, just to kind of gauge the audience. Hey, has anybody here been in a relationship? And everybody there seemed to have a boyfriend and girlfriend, but the only two people that didn't respond was one girl. I think she was 17. She was absolutely beautiful girl, and she says, "No, I've never had a boyfriend." And the other one was a young boy in the group, and I hate using stereotypes or labels, but just for the idea of the story, just to drive the point home, he was definitely a bit awkward, right? Not your you wouldn't see him as the cool kid, right? To me, everybody's cool because we're all unique, and it's what makes us who we are. But just for the purpose of the story, and he said, no, I've never had a girlfriend. So we started talking a little more about it, and I asked him, well, would you ever go up to her and ask her out? And he was like, no. He's like, well, like, why would she go out with me? She's beautiful. Like why would she go out with me? And then I asked her. I said, would you ever talk to him or go out with him if he ever asked you out? And she said, sure, why not? And his jaw dropped. And when we started engaging in conversation and talking about it, she shared that she has no friends, nobody talks to her, and she just doesn't connect with people at all. So boys don't talk to her because they're intimidated by her, because they think she's so beautiful that there's no way they have a shot in hell of talking to her. So they just don't. They avoid her. And girls are intimidated by her because she's so pretty that, well, I don't want to be friends with that girl because then she's the pretty girl and I'm the ugly girl, right? I mean, it's all up here, but that's what happened. So this girl's beauty, and not only was she beautiful on the inside, she was just such a great girl. She was beautiful all around, and her beauty actually isolated her. So because she was so pretty and because she's so attractive, nobody spoke to her. So she had no friends. She had no boys that were interested in her. Like, imagine that, right? Imagine having those qualities and then knowing that you're beautiful inside and nobody even takes a chance to find that out about you. At the end of the day, he asked her out and they ended up going out for a few months. But the point of the story is it's so important not to make assumptions, right? And it's so important to ask questions and just kind of go for the things that you want to go for, right? Because if you just looked at this girl and you made an assumption that she's probably got a ton of friends and she's probably got a ton of boys, right? You wouldn't talk to her, and that's what happened. But she had nobody. She was literally alone. And this boy made the assumption, that he had a belief system he wasn't good enough. And because of that, he was like, I would never talk to a girl like that. But she was so happy to have somebody that was interested in her. And when he asked her out, and they did go out, and it lasted for a few months, they're still friends, right? So, because I keep in touch with a lot of these kids. But such a great story about assumptions, right? We make these assumptions about other people without really digging a little deeper. And, if somebody would have just asked her, hey, you know what? Do you have friends? Do you have a boyfriend, right? How come you don't have a boyfriend? How come I never see you hanging out with anybody, right? People just assumed everything was okay with her. Everything wasn't okay. And with him, he was making assumptions that he's not good enough. But if he would have just asked the question to her and be like, hey, you know what? Do you want to grab a cup of coffee, grab lunch one day? She would have been so happy to have somebody show interest in her and engage with her. So, moral of the story, don't make assumptions. Just because somebody looks like something doesn't mean anything. Everybody thought I was a snob in high school because I was shy. I know so many people like that, but that's all it was. I was just shy. I like to think I'm a pretty nice guy. So don't make assumptions, and don't make assumptions about yourself. If there's somebody there you want to talk to, go talk to them. What's the worst thing they do? Tell you they're not interested in talking to you? That's fine. There's thousands and thousands of other people to talk to. Have a great day.